right when I just cough all over the place. Ugh, spicy. Oh boy. Hi, hello. Hey, I didn't do the opening this time because I didn't bother. As it doesn't matter. I just got stuff loading in. I've got a couple people here. Al is here. Do you wanna say hi?
Hi, I'm just making some coffee. I'm real tired.
Yo, I think everybody's tired right about now. I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody is pretty tired. It's one of those, yo, we sick of yo shiz dizzle. For anybody who doesn't know, yeah, Kyle didn't show up to court today. Shocking, I know. Who would have thought? I got some wine though because this has been tasty. Yeah, the video is gonna be choppy for a second while everything while I complete all of the tasks of making it go. Because I started it before I actually had everything absolutely ready, so it's gonna be a little bit choppy for a couple of minutes. Alright, so yeah, Discord is open for anybody who is in the Discord. I'm also willing to give people some temporary things, so let me know. But yeah, I don't know how much there is to really say about it. It was like, oh look, nothing happened.
I woke up a little bit after it happened, and then opened one eye and looked at Twitter and oh, okay, good night.
Yeah, to the surprise of absolutely fucking nobody, Kyle didn't show up. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I need to move my camera again. It's just not in a good spot. I don't have a good spot for my I haven't figured it out, man. I don't know where to put myself. Up here. I want people to be able to see what I'm doing.
He probably realized that more people wanted him to show than not, and that it wasn't for anything, positive. It was all wanting to have some voyeuristic, let's see Kyle do what he's gonna do.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, I'm also here to answer questions, so if people have questions. If people have questions, you let me know. Rodent No Last Name asked, what do I think his excuse is going to be? Kyle's excuse for not showing up? He moved. He didn't get any of the paperwork. That's what I think he's gonna try and say. And he couldn't update with the court because he was busy. Oh, apparently Todd's on his way in.
Instagram, posting random stuff.
I'm curious to see what Todd has to say. Yeah, maybe everybody keep an eye on the North Carolina news to see if somebody gets chased down. It won't happen yet. Everything is moved from civil to criminal now, and so the switchover is what will cause the issue of the bench warrant. I just hope it doesn't take 2 months to get the next court date. Is it possible? So it should be in the top left corner who's talking. It doesn't look like it turned overlay on. Rude! I tried to turn the overlay on and it didn't turn on. Yeah, I'll see if I can add who's talking. Give me a sec. Let me do a window capture. Add new source. Let's call it disk chat. Ignore my porn.
I was gonna say you should name it the synth box or something.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make it smaller. Oh, I'm not getting the item. Give me this Kha'Zix. There we go. Ah, come back here. There's the general. Let's do that. Luckily this game plays itself a little bit. Alright, there. That should be who's talking. That's the best I can do for you real quick. Quick like a boonie. And then if people come in or don't come in or whatever, everything will be, everything will show up. I'm gonna try and do, skirmishers. And I'm gonna give Udyr a bunch of, I'm gonna give him laser beams. There we go. Is it possible? Yeah, no, I hopefully that'll work for you guys for now. If I need to make it a little bit bigger, I can do that. I might move it to the other side.
Are you able to, like, you know, the auto part of the auto chest, are you able to, like, intervene?
No. Once it's going, it's going. You guys here? The trolls are going to war. Didn't you hear? Yo, look out. I kind of wish I could make this long ways instead of... And then it can just take up down here, but no, whatever. It's fine. Holla holla, get that dollar. Hopefully that'll work for everybody, at least for now. I'm gonna guess that Kyle will say, I didn't come because my friend said I won on Twitter. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing and hilarious, and I would appreciate all of that. We'll take that. So we're gonna lose early for a little while because we're not gonna have what we need. Like, this guy's already got a bloodthirster. We're just not gonna have what we need for the first little while. It's gonna take us a bit to get there.
I know Kyle, like, plays coy and, you know, lies, but I think sometimes he, like, genuinely doesn't want to understand. Like, he doesn't want to put in that effort to know what'll happen if he doesn't do something, so...
Oh, the ignorance is bliss style, yeah.
Yeah, like, when the default judgment went through, he's like, it's okay, Steve still has to prove everything, and it's like, no, Kyle.
Nay.
You know, part of it's lying to himself, so...
This is actually pretty good. We're not gonna keep this guy, but he's fine for now. Kyle and arrest warrant sitting in the tree. Kissing. Or no, BK in jail. NOBKIN jail. I feel bad laughing about it, but it's like, it's gotten to like such a level of absurdity that what else are you supposed to do? Like, what else could you possibly do but laugh at it?
I mean, the people that don't know how to take jokes as jokes are gonna, like, end up, like, delivering Burger King to him, like, see? He can get it.
He can get Burger King in prison.
They lied.
They lied to you. There's like a handful of...
A joke is a lie.
Right. What is if a joke is a lie, what is a joke then? Do you know what I mean? Like... like, where do you go with that? I need to roll a little bit early, because if I don't, I need to get these Udyrs, and if I don't get the Udyrs, I'm in trouble. I'm getting fat on Burger King, make it stop, please. Yeah, because everybody's eating Burger King every time something happens. It's time to troll. I don't know. I don't think this, maybe there was like a little bit of high expectations for what was going to happen with this. I mean, maybe if he had shown up, but is anybody really, like, maybe it feels a little bit anticlimactic because people were thinking or hoping he was going to get arrested this time. But now the court wants to, go straight into the into the criminal contempt, which ends up being really good because they're not really giving him any time for anything. I'm gonna try and grab that Hecarim because I want that bow. And I'm right at the bottom, which means I get to go first. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Perfect.
If it's going to, if it's not only going to address the fact that he didn't show up and that he's been in contempt, but also somehow tackles what he submitted fraudulently to the court, I don't know. Maybe it's like they want to like lay all the jail and or prison time onto him at once.
It kind of seems like it. I don't know for sure because, I mean, it's not really, it's not really my shtick, right? Like, what am I supposed to really like? I'm not there. I'm not the judge. I can only say so much. So I can only see so much so far ahead.
If OPT's awake and he feels okay, he could pop in.
Oh, I would love to have him pop in. I'd be more than happy. He's always welcome here. But if it's a matter of whether or not the contempt here, like the contempt hearing is going to cover the criminal contempt and the civil contempt now, from my understanding. I'm being told to check my Twitter DMs. This is gonna mess up what people are looking at, just so you know. Oh, okay, hold on. Apparently Todd needs permissions. Let's do that. That should give you... Try that. Try that. Should be good now. That was actually a really good roll for us. Now we got 3 level 2s. I'm looking for Draconic and Skirmishers, really. Should probably take the set. But I need 3 Draconic, so I don't want to trade out for my 2. No, I don't have 2 Proton-Bringers anymore. Criminal contempt will take priority. Yeah, so they'll have so originally the contempt hearing wasn't confirmed. It was just part of Steve's motion to show. So it got added onto a pre-existing motion to show contempt. So now I want this. There we go. We've got Draconic, so we're gonna start getting eggs. I don't want, the hearing for civil contempt was already confirmed, but for criminal contempt hadn't been approved, or the motion hadn't been approved, or whatever, as of yet. But now it has been. Right, so now that's basically been confirmed, and now we just need to find out whether or not, let's do that. Whether or not people will end up having to... at the end of the day, it's worse, right? It's worse for Kyle, because now he'll have to deal with the criminal stuff first, and then deal with the civil stuff. And so I kind of want to wait till the court order to see what the court asks for from Steve, because they'll probably ask for something. They'll probably be like, okay, listen, we need a layout of this or that or whatever. So I'm curious to know what that's going to be before I make too much speculation, because I can only go off of like very little information right now. Plus the transcript is going to be really valuable.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Morning, everyone.
Oh, hey, Manya. Did Todd get in?
Hi.
Is Todd still struggling?
Aw, man.
I'm just gonna give him like all the rolls I possibly can and see if I can get him in.
Oh.
Sunfire Cape. Dragon Claw.
Yeah, it's...
What?
I
what
called
time is
it. I
for you,
said he
Manya?
won't
Is it,
turn
like,
up.
midnight?
No, it's 15 past 7 in the morning. I'm getting ready for work.
Okay, he should be able to get in
yeah.
now. I gave him the same role like that people have that are already in here, so he should if he can't get in now, I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, so yeah, it's morning for me. I'm getting ready for work. Yeah, having my ginger tea as I tie my steel cap boots.
How you feeling about that stuff? Or that what's going on?
Oh dear. Listen, I am very grateful to everyone who has been keeping me off Twitter. Telling me to fuck off. You know? Real friends. Checking in on me. Oh, it was God's auditor. Yeah, he was like, get off Twitter now. I'm like, okay, I got it. And it's been a bliss, man. I just can't tell you. It's a bliss. Yeah. It's not dealing with toxic, like, shitty trolls. Yeah.
Staying away from the nonsense is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing good. Yeah. Not that bad.
What are you thinking about what went down with the hearing? Or what didn't go down? I guess.
I sort of knew that Kyle won't show up because of his previous track record, because he thinks because if he doesn't turn up, it means it never happened kind of thing. He has that kind of attitude according to me. So, yeah. And I was hoping he won't turn up because I was like, this fella has been getting away with stuff for too long. He needs to bite the bullet now.
Other people are thinking that he's still getting away with it, right? Because he didn't show up and now he's got some time before the next hearing.
He's got some time to do what? Get tickets to Mexico?
Right? Oh, I kind of want that, but I don't want the shadow, and I kind of want that, and I don't want the shadow, and I kind of want that. I'm gonna take this. I'm taking that. That's mine.
Oh, decisions.
Rodent No Last Name said, I wonder if the criminal case could subpoena Uni's PMs. That's not terribly unlikely, I don't think, in my opinion. Because the thing is when everything gets turned over, right? When everything gets turned over...
Where's Steve? I need to go and remind him. Yeah.
When everything gets turned over, we have... it means that Steve gets a hold of all of the DMs between everybody, right? And so if this goes into, like, some kind of conspiracy-level nonsense... Do you know what I mean? Like...
Uh-huh.
So...
I want that. I need to remind Steve.
I can't...
Oh, Steve, remember to put...
Yeah?
Sorry, no, I was like, I'll go to Steve and I'm going to message him in Discord. I'm going to tell him, remember, you want communication from everyone who has been contacting Kyle through all this shit. Like, through this whole shit. Sorry,
he won't have to ask for that, right? That'll all come up with, oh, we're getting a lag issue. Hold on.
If you do it through Discord, he won't see it for like a month.
That's also true.
Aww.
That is also true.
No.
I don't know why we're having problems. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't reclose all of my other crap. I don't need that. Hold on. Let me close my, I didn't shut down all of my stuff.
The quest to get Todd in.
Your computer's like starving for RAM.
Oh shit, that did not sound right.
Why did the... Quick recap. Okay, when it stops... Give me 1 second. I'm not... Oh no, my game... Everything is falling apart. What has happened?
Uh-oh.
No, we're okay. I'm just trying to open my task manager and it's just being like, no, though. I don't want to open the task manager. I want you to suffer for the rest of eternity. Sorry, let me get rid of Chrome here real quick. Oh. No, I can't get... Oh, wait. Yeah, I can. That would be that. Can I please get another rapid fire? No, I cannot. Feels bad. Okay.
It was funny, like how
we should be back now. Sorry, what?
Oh, okay. Now I was like, it was funny, like when you were trying to go live like 30 minutes ago, Jason started like his own stuff.
He always tries to do that.
Yeah, coordinate with you. So he's following you.
Of course he is.
I'm sure he has like notifications turned on for everybody he, wants to like absorb content from.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
And it was so funny him trying to deflect from his own actions throughout this lawsuit. It was so funny. Yeah. It's like, I really want, if it's possible, for his DMs to come out and the shitbaggery he has been doing behind the scenes with Kyle. I'm very sure that, like, I don't know, but something gives me a hunch that with all the stupid shit that Kyle has done, Jason has a part to play somewhere. Yeah. Oh my
god, can I get like any of the items that I need? That'd be wonderful and much appreciated. We might end up having to do this again. Alright, can we... I think we're back. Everything's showing green on my end, so hopefully we're good to go. So, recap. Kyle didn't show up to the hearing. Surprise, surprise. So what has happened is the court has, instead of putting a warrant out for him right away, has decided to change from civil court to criminal court. So now he has to show up for civil contempt and criminal contempt at the same time, with the priority being on the criminal. But he'll have to answer for both during that time. So that's where we're at. Which is good, ultimately. I'm looking for Udirs.
Yeah, like, talk about, making matters worse for you. Or, I don't know, like, is he thinking, like, oh, okay, I'll deal with both things at once and we'll somehow get away with it? I don't know, maybe, yeah. Or he's still, I think so, yeah, nah. I think so he's still in denial mode, and he's like, if I avoid it, it hasn't happened and it won't happen, kind of thing.
I think denial is...
He can get away with it.
I think denial is pretty accurate for where his head seems to be. Like, I don't think he's acknowledged what needs to go down, what is going down, what's currently happening. I don't think that's... I don't think he knows what's up.
Yeah, and I think so his brain is kind of programmed that way. Because he has done that in the past a couple of times, and he thinks he has gotten away with it. So, yeah, I think so that's why.
Yeah.
But it will be very interesting to see, like, if he gets, like, stopped for even, like, a minor traffic offense, he can get arrested.
I need that.
If I'm not wrong.
Don't take it. I need that thing.
So yeah, it's going to be very, very entertaining what's coming next.
When is the next court date set for? We don't know yet. It hasn't been set. The court hasn't filed anything new yet. Hopefully we'll have the transcripts in a couple of days, 2 to 3 days. Hopefully it won't take before the end. Like, hopefully we'll have it before the end of this week. And then as for when the next hearing will be, I think the court is going to ask Steve for something first. That's my bet. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they're gonna ask him to like lay down what exactly he needs or wants, because now that it's changed over, that's what's gonna happen, and then it'll go from there. Oof, we're just not getting the stuff we need.
Oh.
I mean, that's okay. I don't mind. I'm kind of distracted by the conversation anyway.
It's just that, yeah, I don't know much about the American laws, so I've not even indulged in them a little bit. I don't know what the courts will require from who, but so far what I've heard from Steve and you and Intrigued Feline, it's like, yeah, it's both civil and contempt now together, combined.
Yeah, civil and criminal contempt. Hello?
I said I'm about to break this thing.
Oh, hey, it's Todd. He made it.
You
Literally.
made it!
I only had to uninstall and reinstall Discord twice.
Oh,
Only
man.
twice.
Only twice.
That's funny.
Yeah, funny for you.
Yes, funny for... Absolutely correct. Funny for me. Funny haha.
The day couldn't get any longer.
Oh, yeah, I guess. So what do you got for us?
I'm just super tired. Yeah. No, the questions people were asking earlier and stuff. No, you're right. I mean, hopefully it'll be within 2 weeks. The judge made a point of saying, you know, what did she say? Within short order, that he'd be back, like, you know, a week to 2 weeks, and that she wouldn't hesitate to put his ass in jail. She made a really strong language about it, and saying she wasn't scared to do it, but she wanted to make sure that, you know, everything was in order for the purge conditions, so that he could meet them, so they weren't like, she said specificity. She needed specificity in the wording of the purge order.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Todd was there.
Yeah.
So Todd went to the yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you cut out there. Do you want to say again?
No, I got lag. It's fine. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No problem. So he went to the courthouse to see what was up, what was going on, and kind of be our eyes and ears, to tell us how things went, what kind of happened.
Yeah, general consensus is he's got another week to 2 weeks. Within 72 hours, like she said, day and a half, she should put in an actual ruling in the you know, or she said she wouldn't rule from the bench because it's her first day in court. Like,
right.
her first day.
Yeah, because this is the new judge, right? She just switched over.
Yeah, this was our. Gail was in the building, but he was watching from a camera, and he wasn't actually in the room. He did swing by, but like he wasn't actually in the court.
That's kind of too bad.
She said she would confer with him and take it under advisement, and that she needed, like, you know, day and a half, or I think she said day and a half, to process, you know, everything, and that you know, she said what was weighing in his favor or tipping the scales was that he's representing himself pro se, and something. Oh,
in Kyle's favor?
Yeah. Why they're giving him so many chances and so much leeway, because of COVID. She said COVID.
Yeah.
And pro se, but since that he signed a thing with the e-file that was his service from now on, because he's his own lawyer, that anything they put in the file is up to him. And she said she was under advisement that he had moved to Wake County, but he had not changed his address with the court yet. She made a note that didn't matter. He was served, so he should have been there. So he under failure to appear. Yeah.
Yeah, he has no excuse to not be there.
No.
Yeah, but wait for the trolls to grab onto that piece of information and just run town with it. You know, run to the town with that. So.
Well, what are they really going to be able?
Funny.
What are they really going to be able to grab? They're going to grab that. Oh, Kyle didn't live there anymore again. They're going to try and roll that one again. I feel like that's not going to do so well.
Apparently he had to sign something at the beginning of the e-file And you'll see it in the transcript where she said that he has made several filings. You know, for an hour and 45 minutes, they literally just had a civil contempt hearing without Kyle, but made sure to say all the things they needed to say to make it so that he was kind of there, but not.
So they were saying all the things that he needed to know and hear without him being able to either defend himself nor him explaining why he's not in contempt, because at this point he has chosen to not take up that mantle or take up that burden. So by doing so, it means that he's guilty of it, because that's the way court works.
And they didn't touch a whole lot on the criminal or the fraud, but they went through the whole civil thing that he filed with the 28 things. They went through that whole thing to put that in the purge order.
Oh yeah, the big list.
Yeah.
Of everything that he needs to.
You know what the trolls are gonna do with that piece of information where Todd said that the judge is, still, the scales are still a little on the side of Kyle because, one, COVID, and two, he's representing himself.
Well,
that part,
yeah.
He's representing himself. They're gonna run with it and say, the judge knows what's going on. They probably had a chat together on phone. and they know that Kyle is in a bad spot. He wasn't treated properly in this whole thing.
Yeah, no, if you could see her face, she was saying that to cover her own butt, just to make sure that...
Yeah, no, but it won't matter to, the trolls. They don't care. All they care is, one, troll as much as possible, and number two, just muddy the waters as much as they can. That's all they want.
Yeah, well, the next one ain't gonna be good. The final hearing.
Yeah, it's mostly just nonsense. It's mostly just nonsense. It's gonna take extra time. Yep. Go for it.
So, Todd, you're saying that she hasn't, fully brought herself up to speed, probably?
Say what now?
Because it's her first day there?
No, he wasn't saying not up to speed. He said that she didn't want to make any decisions from the bench because she wants to be able to stop and talk about it and talk to the other presiding judge.
Yeah. She said although she was apprised of the situation and she had read through it heavily or something like that, that she would defer to, Gail and make a decision in chambers kind of thing, like that, she's aware of the fuckery.
Yeah, the fact that he's pro se now is because, we can argue, with, the troll people why Kyle's lawyer left.
But we don't have to argue. She said exactly why she left. The firm said exactly. It's just you have to look up the business rule if you want to know. It's all there.
She had to bounce because he was lying and she couldn't be a part of it. Deuces.
Yeah.
Short version.
Sucks to lose.
So why is Kyle pro se?
Remind me one more time. Give me a 4-hour stream about it.
Kyle's disappointed. We got a super chat. Kyle's disappointed mom for 5 said Kyle couldn't hear about the hearing with his head so far up so deep in the sand. That feels bad. We haven't seen a single Udyr, which is a problem.
At the end, she was saying how she really wished she could get his side of it and that she was going to make him come and say his side, basically, and that she wasn't aware of what his intentions were. And I told Scott, I was like, if she wants to know his intentions, there's a live where he was drunk about 2 weeks ago where he said we could all go F ourselves, so that's his intentions.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, he said he was going to try and get it admitted as evidence. I was like, oh, please. Oh, yeah. Please play the court. Please play them court.
I haven't spoken to Steve's lawyer at all.
Someone please download that video, please, before Jason deletes it.
I've already got it.
He edited it, yeah.
That's fine. Awesome.
Intrigue Feline asks Manya, what is your assessment of my judicial knowledge of the United States when it concerns to this case?
I would say that people might mistake you for a lawyer.
I'm a jailhouse lawyer. That's what they call me.
Nah, seriously, yeah, it's really good, and it's so what Intrigue does is that they don't like put all the fruits in one basket so as to not overwhelm the people who are reading their tweets or comments, etc. I like that, and they're very like one after another. What's coming next? What's gonna happen next? So that's also really cool. I like that.
Rodent No Last Name says prediction: Kyle goes full sovereign citizen and says he's above the law. He seems to already think that. He seems to already think that he's above the law, and he seems to already think that, well, I was non sequitur, and it's my baby that I'm drowning in the bathtub. That means I have the right to do that. Because it's my baby.
I pull a Judge Dredd, I am the law.
I am
It's also
the law.
like, I think to where it all started was he underestimated when he said, sue me. He underestimated Steve's ability to find the funds for himself.
Well, it was a little bit worse than that, right? It was a little bit worse than that because he said, so sue me, knowing full well that he hadn't paid Steve in X amount of time.
Ever.
Right, so he knew for a fact that Steve didn't have, or he didn't think Steve would have, the funds that he would need. Exactly. And so because of that, he's like, oh, so sue me because you don't have any money to sue me with because I'm maliciously withholding money from you.
You know what Glenn said to that?
Ruben was like,
where are my best middle fingers?
hold my shitty Australian beer. That's what he said to that. Then he jumped in both feet and yelling Bondi.
You call that a knife?
Man.
This is a knife. God, we're losing even worse this time than we did last time. I'm not your buddy, guy.
Yeah, I really want to, like, I don't know if Kyle has that level of thinking where he could make that move, oh, Steve doesn't have money, so I can, I have the balls to say to him, so sue me. Like, because, non-sequitur fans were there, so if Steve had, run a fundraiser for that lawsuit, I'm sure he would have been able to raise some money for it. So I don't know where he got those balls from.
Well, at that time, keep in mind that happened before the public knew about the split that he said that. So he didn't realize, he thought he had the court of public opinion in his favor, which is why he wanted it to go public. He wanted to make all of this public. He wanted to make a big spectacle out of everything.
And he was kind of delusional and drug-addled at the time from all the non-sec money, but that's hearsay. I mean, my opinion.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
That's what happens, isn't it? Your view of reality really is obscured when you have people around you, people who give you a false sense of security and a false sense, don't give you the dose of reality and what actually is going on. So yeah, to all the people around him are like encouraging Kyle at that point, yeah, fuck you, fuck you all.
John says in the chat, new narrative, the fix was already in, otherwise why wouldn't the judge rule from the desk? Gee, I don't know. I don't know.
She went over the partial judgment, said that it all still stands. Still good. Basically, from that, from what Steve was asking in the 28 things, she said it sounded more like they were looking for a dissolution of the partnership and that Kyle wouldn't have 50% going forward, which is what they're going to be asking for, but they haven't yet. So it's kind of like not at this stage, but like
it seems like it's the end result anyway, because there's no way, like the partnership has to be dissolved, and in handing everything over to Steve, that partnership is dissolved for all intents and purposes.
They couldn't do it in civil because he had to keep bringing up the criminal stuff that he'd done to negate, you know what I mean, the civil stuff. And she was like, we're not going there, kind of thing, with her attitude. And he was like, well, what else do you want me to do? He's a criminal. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, what do you want me to say here?
It's good to give the judge a picture, or like give her a perception of what you expect from a person who in the past has not bothered to follow the law. Like, Judge, you're expecting him to follow the law or follow your summons. He hasn't followed the previous summons. Like,
Oh no, she
I'm just
laughed.
telling you.
She laughed at the, like, I think she said he had already made a filing, and she used some word to belittle it to where it was like a pseudo filing, and it was hilarious. And then like she went into like basically, long story short, how it was BS and that it wasn't the appropriate financial records, and they needed to subpoena and or get all the real financial records, and he needed to produce them under his purge order or 90 days in jail, and then that 90 days can be renewed under the civil, and then the criminal's 30 days. So yeah.
Uncovering Hypocrisy asks, he didn't show in all capitals. No, he did not.
Yep.
Negative Ghost Rider pattern is full.
Big honking fat no.
You know the part where Todd said about dissolving the partnership and stuff?
Yeah,
you know what trolls are gonna do? Oh, so Kyle still owns the 50% of the channel.
No, technically in the default judgment, that's all they were asking for. They haven't asked for the disillusionment yet. That's where the technicality hangs, and she was just saying that to make sure.
Yeah, it's just a technicality, and I'm sure. Steve's lawyer is going to be on it.
Oh no, she said like treble damages still stand, everything still stands, like it's all Gucci with the default, and then with the 28 things he submitted, that's all going in as a purge order for his 90 days of contempt. So if he doesn't literally do all 28 things, they need to specify with specificity.
Kyle, start now if you really want to stay out of jail, dude.
You got 28 things to do.
He's not.
I have a funny
doesn't
feeling
know.
though.
Do them.
He has already I think so. He's already given up the channel to a wolf out there. He's done that just out of spite.
No, they went through that. He had said, Scott had said, he didn't. That Steve and him weren't aware of any of the standings of the Discord, that it had changed, and things like nothing had been posted to the YouTube in a while, etc., and that they couldn't know the standing of all these different accounts, and that they'd have to ask him. And she was like, well, we're going to get him in here to ask him.
Yeah, the only way so you might be able to see that Kyle is posting by typing, utilizing that account, but that's not the same as knowing the analytics of a channel.
Oh, and she wanted to know dates of everything for when Steve's money went. She took a lot of notes. I mean, she basically caught herself up in the hour and 45 minutes. I think court adjourned at 10 and left at 11:45ish. So it's about an hour and 45 minutes. It was the only case on the docket, so it was just straight to business.
What do you guys think the likelihood is that YouTube's gonna have to come forward and do something about handing the channel over, or if the court's gonna order YouTube? I don't know if they can or they will.
They went into that a little bit.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, she was asking about how it was structured, because he kept saying ownership when technically YouTube owns it, but they're asking for administrative rights, and they're a sole proprietor of the channel as far as one person, but technically it's at a 50-50 until they ask for disillusionment, whatever.
I got 28 things, but show up to court ain't one.
That's a good one.
Oh, I was there with bells on at 9 waiting, what's good?
Right.
But no show on all counts of the
So he didn't show up for the default, then wanted the default to be overturned so he could say whatever he wanted to say, then didn't produce what he needed to for that to be the case, and then when he's given the opportunity to show up in court and explain stuff, he doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go, bud.
Now he's forced to. Welcome to
What was
forced.
your plan?
You know what? I still hold as a small opinion from the beginning is if only Kyle had been and Steve had been able to go to Faithless Forum with Kyle.
Oh yeah.
I always think things would have been a little bit different. Yeah, because the public perception would have been this is clearly Steve and Kyle's.
Yeah.
I think the public perception always thought that. I think it's only Kyle's perception that was fucked.
Well, I mean,
So
the people
if-
that were there with Kyle at Faithless Forum.
you mean
the
like
friends,
GE and
GE,
the other
Aaron,
hosts.
all the people he was hanging out with were like, you know, I don't know. It's just my opinion that they saw him there alone, and then they're like, you know, this is probably more yours than Steve's, Kyle. So you should just like take it.
You should just do whatever you want because that's
I
how
know.
it
I
works.
feel like there's no evidence of this, but that's just like my gut feeling.
I think it would have. They would have been less confident and less in his ear about it, and I think Kyle would have been less confident about it at the very least. Even ignoring that, I think Kyle would have been a little bit less confident about it because it would have. There's a physical presence
like if
there.
Steve had been up on stage with Kyle, like being like blah blah blah, we're a non sequitur show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Intrigue Feline said he showed up for the deposition. That's true, but that was with his lawyer.
He did.
Oh my god. No. Stun. Is that enough? I don't have enough.
Do you want to resolve this thing on this laptop here, like right now? No.
No.
I need my lawyer. Your lawyer's right here. Resolve it. No.
I'll
No.
do it later. At home.
Later.
I'll send it in.
When nobody's watching me.
I'll send you a screenshot.
I don't know how
When
much
nobody
more...
can see my Photoshop. I mean printer.
Metadata.
Well, he shouldn't have needed a printer. He said he already had it. It was Ben's signature that was identical to his other signature. Were both signed. One was signed on a kitchen counter, and one was signed like an e-signature.
While drunk.
While drunk, at a notary.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Don't you remember signing that when you were drunk?
Yeah.
Don't
The judge.
His own submitted thing is like, what the hell, Kyle? Do you even know what this sounds like?
No, the judge did ask about ownership and who created it and etc. And Scott was like, you know, Steve created it and then gave over the control, and they had to explain how YouTube channels work, and you know, gave over the control to Kyle. He said for some reasons or something, and I was in the back like SEO.
Yeah, I think that there is a little bit of issue when you deal with something that's so like it's a technology that the people who are figuring out what's going on with it that are making the decisions don't understand.
No, and they both said, Scott said it and the judge said it. You'll see in the thing, like they both admitted to they're out of their depth.
Yeah, they don't know what they're dealing with. Yeah.
I was like, I can help. I'll explain.
He showed up to the deposition and then lied his ass off. Yeah. I mean, what do you think he was going to do the judge today if he did show up? Like,
Yeah, what's the over trying to like weasel out by lying his ass off again and getting called on his bullshit finally under oath? What's the over under on that?
I mean, it seems likely.
I give it 60-40 lies.
It seems like that would be what he would want to do.
Showing up and lying your ass off better or worse than not showing up at all?
I don't know, man.
Well, he's going to be forced to show up, so do you think he'll lie when he's forced to show up? Because he will have his day in court.
I mean, that's what he's been demanding this whole time, is his day in court.
I don't think he can not lie.
I agree with that.
That's what Misha was assuming, that he didn't get his day in court. There's so many people that think he hasn't gotten his day in court. It's like, yeah, he missed him.
Nobody's ever had him face to face, though. You know what I mean? Like when he's sitting there, bailiff's there. You know what I mean? He can't leave. He has to say it or be in custody. He has to give it all over. He has to answer for it. He has to, or he's got 90 days and then it'll get renewed. You know what I mean? Or 30 and it'll get renewed. Like he's screwed. He's trapped. What does he do? Does he continue to try and lie? Does he plead the fifth? Does he cry? What does he do? We'll find out.
Cries.
Dun dun dun. Next.
That's how I feel about it. Like, I don't, there are people who are like, well, how's his mental health? Because, you know, people make really poor decisions when they're not in a good mental state. And it's like, he has had 2 years. His mental state can suck my dick. I don't care.
That was the people, you know, everybody that's, you know, pretty much, you know, was on the fence at the beginning, they were offering him that because of his mole thing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He had like
They're
a
like,
health
hey, even
scare.
Steve offered him that. Like, Kyle's
Yep.
acting erratic. Maybe it's because he had such a bad health scare.
He's panicking for some
But
other
that
reason.
was like what, 14 months ago now?
Oh yeah, there's no excuse. There is
My
no
mole
excuse.
from 2 years ago, I'm still scared. I didn't show up because
Yeah,
my
and-
mole.
Anybody
My
who thinks
thing
that
is
Kyle
that-
quote unquote has not had his day in court, it's because he won't show up to it, not because he hasn't been
Yeah.
offered the chance.
Yeah. Also, like, people who are talking about Kyle's mental health, have they thought about Steve's mental health?
What about
At all?
Scott?
Do they
Well,
care?
Kyle blamed Steve and Reds in that call, like, you guys know what I've been dealing with. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
you know, the fact that they're like, hey, this is just us trying to be nice, Kyle, and like talk with you over this very serious thing.
How dare you?
How dare you? My mole.
I don't think he can comply at this point. If he hadn't drained the bank account in 2019, 2020, it most likely had been between then and now. The thing is with that bank account, who says it was ever full? Kyle? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whoever said there was even ever any money put aside? Jimmy, Casey, GE, Shannon,
Didn't say that he got the
KJ, and
money.
Kyle are the only ones who have ever said there's actually anything in there.
I just want to clarify, I'm not making light of cancer in any sense, because cancer is extremely serious, and you know, all of us have dealt with people in our lives and family members probably that have died from cancer. So, and we're dealing, you know, OPT is dealing with that right now. But Kyle using it as an excuse would be absurd now.
The counter is over on Steve's channel. You have to go find it there. You can look at the end of the last Caffeine Corner or Judgment Call. That'll be the closest you'll get.
Oh, Roxanne said she thinks it'll definitely be a precedent case, and I think that's why they're trying to handle it with kid gloves, you know?
Yeah, I think that's why they're giving as many opportunities as they can, and I think that the court doesn't know how. The thing is, the court has done pretty much nothing to protect Steve from Kyle, even though Kyle has been attacking Steve since day one. Arguably since before day one. And so because Kyle's been attacking him the entire time, I think the court is in a position where they don't know how to protect Steve.
Yeah, Scott said, and I quote, slow justice is no justice, and it's been 3 years. That's where I got 3 years
Yeah.
from.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, he said slow justice is no justice, and it's been 3 years. How much longer do we need to do this? That was his response to her saying, you know, well, Leo, let's give him another chance. He's like, no, I'm done.
Why should we? Give me one reason why. He's sitting there telling the judge on YouTube to go fuck himself.
Yeah. Somebody get that video to the judge. Also, like, I had also said that at the beginning of this case. Like, yeah, like someone said in the live chat, it's going to set a precedent for all the future cases, and it will be a warning for all the YouTubers out there who are, you know, those big channels who have like 10 or 12 people together doing vlogs and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a precedent for all those channels also. Be careful how you handle your finances and your partnerships. It's not a joke.
Treble damages. That's 3 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, once you go over a certain number of people on a particular channel,
Jax is doing the bonk. Look at him go.
So yeah, once it goes over a certain number of people, then it has to be a company or people, like the members, channel members, not the members, sorry, the people who are contributing to the content, they become employees or something. So yeah.
Thank God, get me out of this game.
Also.
Yeah, there's a lot. The thing is, there's like a lot of people around. There's a lot going on, and a lot of it has nothing to do, like, isn't stuff that Steve has access to. So if there is some kind of collusion and attempts at embezzlement and theft, most of that's already named in the court, either by Steve or by Kyle, because Kyle was naming people, and it's only as soon as Steve gets a hold of those accounts, all those people are going to be, everybody's going to know exactly what they've done in the background. Everybody's going to know exactly what everybody has done in the background. Steve has made it very clear that he doesn't make DMs with him and other people public. That says nothing about whether or not he's gonna show whatever Kyle had, because fuck that shit.
Oh God, now I'm sitting here thinking like, did I ever do anything in the past? No. Okay, good. You got me thinking like, oh shit, am I gonna get put on Front Street? No, okay, we're good.
Oh no, I
There's
never
gonna
had that
be
problem.
there's gonna be one DM of me in there like, hey Kyle, you made your like plane ticket stuff like publicly available.
Right? Yeah. Well, that was one of his things. He's like, I'm deleting the Twitter account and not turning it over because Steve might make it public. And it's like, you've given up that right. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't get to decide
Is
that.
You-
Kyle one of those people that deletes tweets on his side and is like, they're gone?
They're gone. They don't exist anymore.
Lord.
What is that for babies? It's like object permanence. I can't see it. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. You start crying when you cover your eyes. Like, I'm gone.
Where did my parents go?
Peekaboo.
I may have missed what was the reason for the change of judge. Judge Gale is retiring, and so they've hired 4 new judges, and this was the new judge that was sitting in today. I'll be 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
It's just like, it's like slightly unfortunate that I feel like this happened, because I feel like it would have gone differently. I mean, I don't know enough to say, but if Judge Gale had stayed, I don't know how today would have went.
I mean, he's still there in helping, but he's not. Yeah, it would have probably. Yeah,
Like, would he have like done a different time frame, or you know what I mean?
I think he would have rolled from the bench. I think he would have rolled from the bench, set the date for the week or two out, for the criminal contempt, and possibly issued a something a little bit stronger to make Kyle show up. Possibly, you know what I mean? Like, because he's been screwed with so long.
Yeah.
But the new judge on her first day, you know what I mean, was just really being timid. But still,
Yeah, I mean,
strong
it's
language.
a lot. Even if you've read through all of it once and like tried to mull it over, you still need more time to like mull
It's
it over.
also a precedent-setting case. So imagine your first day on the job is you need to make a decision about a case that has a lot of moving parts that you're unfamiliar with and out of your depth, and it's going to set a precedent in the future.
The ramifications from it could last forever.
Yeah, I don't blame her for wanting
it'll
to.
become a part of her record. So
Yeah, I also don't blame her for wanting to like stop and talk to the judge involved.
Side note, Judge Earp is kind of blonde and kind of hot.
Oh yeah, I've got a picture of her on the. I went through like her history and a little bit about her and what we were dealing with. So if you're curious a little bit more about that, I did a stream about it yesterday, or not yesterday, last week. Because I don't stream on the weekends too much.
Only 3 people in the courtroom, or 4 people in the actual gallery of the courtroom. 2 of them being students of the Elon thing. Like, she looked at us a lot, and I was just like, okay.
Hi, how you doing?
Like, I'm just happy to be in court where it's not me. So I'm just like, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm intent, I'm staring. What's up? Like, I want to hear everything you say.
I want to know. I'm making notes. I need to know everything. I have no idea. That's a lot of these guys. I don't know what I want to do.
But they had 2. They had the lady that was typing, like the stenographer or whatever, and then they had another lady that was doing like dictation with voice. So I don't know if there's going to be 2 or 1 transcript or a voice thing from the lady or what. It was kind of cool, but I don't know.
That is
so
cool.
There'd be a type spoken one.
I think they try to capture everything because the people on the typewriters, they can do so much. So yeah, dictating from like speech to a speech to text software is kind of, yeah, if you by any chance you miss something.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, she was behind the lady with the microphone thing that was covering her mouth, and she just kept like looking back and forth with the thing on her mouth the whole time. It was kind of weird.
It's like, if you've ever watched someone use it, the way that they use shortcuts is pretty insane. Like, and with enough practice, it's like they can transcribe like incredibly fast.
Oh yeah, they're superhuman, man. It's like
they'll get what people are saying and also like describe things, and it's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lot, and it has to be all translated because it's basically all in another language. If you've ever looked at it, Mr. Present 99 for 5 said, "Just joined. Could somebody tell me what happened and what will happen? No prison yet. 2 weeks. Who? What? When? Where? Spaceballs." Yeah, no, fair questions. The court. Kyle didn't show up to court. Surprise! And so instead of getting a bench warrant for him, they'll do the write-up. The judge is going to confer, the new judge is going to confer with the old judge, and then they're going to set a date for criminal contempt. So everything is moved from civil to criminal. So instead of going to grab him and drag him in for civil, they're going to set a criminal one. So he'll get dragged into criminal if he doesn't show up again. So they're just moving the civil stuff into, into criminal.
And then in which case, I don't know if the DA or what as far as the charges go, but I mean, it's pretty much wide open for whoever wants. Basically, the more he screws up and the more he plays games, the more they're going to come at him with. Because they're using everything at the disposal, and they're going to keep doing it. And if he keeps screwing around, welcome to charges, and lots of them. So.
I mean, the charges at this point are already there. It's just a matter of whether they're going to he's going to show up on his own, or whether he's going to get... Because if he doesn't show up to criminal contempt after not showing up to civil contempt, he's admitting to the criminal charges.
Yeah, and the amount, like, how many documents did he forge? How many times
did he
God. Copies,
so,
signature.
Identity, arguably identity theft, forging documents, admittance to attempts at embezzlement, not to mention the 4 perjury charges of shit he didn't own when he struck Steve's channel for copyright.
They brought that.
Oh, did they? What did they say about that one?
Just Scott had made a note when they were talking about the channel stuff, because she was asking if Steve had made a new channel and if he was, still making money on YouTube. And he was like, yeah, Steve has his own stuff still, but, and then after he said that, he was like, but Kyle from the Non Sequitur Show account also, issued strikes against him, which then inhibited his ability to continue to make money for a month or two, which we'd be seeking for that also. You know what I mean? Then she was just like, wow.
And that doesn't even include the slander and libel.
Yeah. We like trying to stick to just the civil was so hard for everybody, and when it started to steer toward criminal, like she tried to steer it back, but like you can't have one without the other in this. You really can't.
No, not at that point, because if you list off just the civil stuff, all of the civil stuff leads to criminal stuff, and some of the criminal stuff leads to civil stuff. So it's you have to kind of take it all as it is.
She solved it by being like, okay, let's merge them both together. We'll be back in a week.
I mean, realistically, that's probably the best answer.
That's awesome.
So I'll be back, and he'll be there, or he'll be square, one or the other.
Should we do something silly with this and do Archangel's Warwick?
I'm behind on the TFT thing. It's like at least a minute behind.
Oh yeah. I don't doubt that. Oh, I'm way at the top. Never mind. I gotta wait my turn. Shit, I didn't get any of the stuff I needed.
I bet if I watched it through Discord, it'd be faster.
I'm gonna head out, guys, now.
All right, have a good day.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, you too. Enjoy this moment.
Have fun working.
I will have fun working. It looks a pretty basic day today, so I think I'll be all right.
Spoonful of sugar.
I'm still trying to. I'm trying to avoid sugar nowadays. Yeah.
Oh no, I just meant like the saying.
Oh yes.
Like if something bad's going on, just like find something good.
Just have chocolate and everything. All right, cool. Alrighty, cheers, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say what's going to happen because, again, it's a precedent-setting case. But I mean, Kyle's screwed. There's no question about that.
Yeah, she was trying to outline the steps toward the end of it, like by saying them but not saying them. You know what I mean? Like being like, here's what could happen. Here's what is gonna happen on my end. Like, she was just beating around the bush a lot by like saying the different things, like the disillusion and the but he was arguing back, there wasn't discovery, so they couldn't possibly know all the things that Kyle knows as far as what to ask for, so they would need to ask him. And then again, it's like you can't do one without the other, you know what I mean? So how are we supposed to, our side, put forth, the specificity of all the things when Kyle has control of all the things? And she was like, yeah, good point, we need him.
Yeah, you've got to have all that stuff, and without that stuff, like, what exactly is it that you're supposed to do?
Yeah, that's when she quit beating her head into the wall and was just like, okay.
It is what it is at that point.
And then she just adjourned. I talked to Scott for like 20 minutes.
How is he? I've never spoken with him. I'd love to at some point, but I haven't yet.
He's like 6'5", kind of lanky. Reminds me of kind of like a Bill Nye.
Oh my god. Really?
But like, yeah. He's actually pretty. He had a red plaid mask on, and I had a red plaid shirt, and he was like, "We're matching." I was like, "Yeah."
Hell yeah. I'm not really sure what I want to trade to at this point.
But of course, she drives, a silver 4-door Beamer and parked right in front of the court.
Oh, right. Of course.
Yeah. He got there at like 15 minutes before it started. But then again, Kyle never got there, so.
That awkward moment.
Everybody kept turning around every time the door opened just to see if it was him, and then after like 10:05, they just stopped.
Gave up. Yeah. That's fair. Oh, now all these guys come out. What the flying hell, bro? Game. Why are you screwing me so badly?
Scott.
Do they basically like change like Digimon?
Nah, not quite. Can I go this? Maybe I can go Draconic.
That is scope of expertise.
I'm gonna do Nightbringer instead, actually. Let's do that. Let's get that out of here. Alright, I'm gonna pivot into Nightbringer, because I don't think...
Yeah, I played the first TFT when it came out, and then after the first big set of changes, I kind of lost interest.
Yeah, it's I was having fun watching a girl named Maisie play, and so she was having a lot of fun, so I've been trying it. And it makes a good thing for chats like this, because there's nothing for me to show on screen, right? Like, what am I going to show you guys?
Yeah, and a funny thing was at the end when I was talking to Scott, and I told him, watch the live where Kyle was drunk like a week ago, and he was like, wait, that means I'd have to watch Unirock. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, no.
Nobody wants that shit.
He really didn't want to. He was like, no, I'm not watching it. He was like, can you just clip it?
Do you really blame him, though?
No. Coming from Unicock, no. I don't blame him at all.
I don't know what I want to do with any of these items. Maybe a Dragon's Claw here. I did kind of want a Bloodthirster, but who am I going to put it on? I ain't got nobody to put it on.
I was about to say, is like any ADCs? Is Draven in or anybody? Like, I don't
Draven's in it, but I don't have a Draven, so.
Let me look at
wow, I don't believe I won that. Mr. Present for 5 said, is there any chance, that there might be a lawsuit against Jason since talking slander here now? Please say yes, please say yes, please say yes. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up coming up in other things, if that makes sense. So I don't think it will directly be non sequitur show stuff, but I will not be surprised if his name's already in the lawsuit, if that makes sense.
I've heard birdies tweeting about possible foretellings of something, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all I can say on that.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's not impossible, but it depends on where things end up going and what ends up being in which things. So if they go to the DA and they want to see, like, if there was any kind of collusion or if there's any kind of this or that, yada, 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 then, you know, maybe. But
Isn't things like libel and slander notoriously hard to actually demonstrate? And in addition to that, somebody like Jason probably doesn't really have many assets to even go after.
it's more of a cost benefit thing, and the thing is with him is he's not going to get caught up in a slander case. He won't get caught up in a libel case. He'll get caught up in he's been actively inhibiting an active case. He's been actively interfering with an active lawsuit.
Yeah, he made himself a part.
Yeah. And like that's purposeful, right? So if you go with the like his attempts at interfering with Ben, and then it becomes criminal, right? Because now you've got now because Kyle has made this a criminal case. Now it's Junior Rock interfering with a criminal investigation with a witness in a criminal investigation and trying to intimidate them into not being a witness. So the answer is that it's a lot of speculation.
Get a lot bigger.
Yeah. It's going to get bigger, and it's going to get bigger fast.
The behind-the-scenes stuff. Wait till we get the behind-the-scenes stuff on.
And
Yeah, exactly.
it's hard to tell whether Jason would be able to hold himself back.
Oh, no.
For his own safety.
I think it might be too late anyway.
His mouth overrun his brain way too much. He doesn't even remember half the things he says. He's like, clip it, show it to me, prove it. Because he can't remember. So he has everybody else doing his work for him.
Yeah. He doesn't have... He might have 2 brain cells, but he's not able to rub them together.
He just a long time ago if he did.
He has other people rub his brain cell together.
Yeah.
Got him.
Hey, you guys, remember for me what I'm supposed to remember.
Pretty much, yeah.
Drop it in the Discord. Drop it in the Discord. That thing. The thing.
Oh, our pivot's actually relatively successful. We're getting there. If I get another stuff. Oh, close. We're getting into Nightbringer. No, pivoting, not perverting. That's a different thing entirely. What are you talking about?
Camo. Perverting the course of justice. In the chat.
Money. I don't know. It's like I said, it's hard to say because there's a lot we don't know, and because there's a lot we don't know, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, what's there to say about it at that point?
Yeah.
Let's try that.
Hello.
Oh, hey, who's that? It's Rez! Hey, Rez. Are you all caught up on what's gone on?
No, I only got home from work not long ago.
Kyle didn't show up to court. Surprise.
Yeah, that's about as far as I got in terms of updates. And, yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
He was never going to show up.
We could dream.
I only caught the last 5 minutes of what you guys have been talking about Jason, except I didn't catch how that started. So what was that about Jason interfering with the court case now?
Well, he tried to intimidate Ben. Like, him and his crew were actively going after Ben when Ben stepped forward. Kyle was straight up threatening him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's if the court case moves from criminal to civil, which it has, or sorry, from civil to criminal, now it's not just interfering with a civil case, it's interfering with a criminal case.
That's old news though, isn't it?
Sorry?
But
That's old news. We already knew about that, didn't we?
yeah,
We knew that he was doing it, but it wasn't criminal yet.
Oh, gotcha. So that's what's changed.
Yeah.
and it's in court, or it might be, might need to be.
The fact that Kyle submitted that conversation with that one part redacted, and then Steve and his lawyer submitted the full thing, but it was still ambiguous. Do you know what I'm talking about? With the threat, multiple threats. I mean, from Kyle.
I know there's one that was like a very clear threat and one that was a little bit more unclear.
More vague, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's the one with his mom and then the one with his work, and the fact that Kyle like didn't, I don't know, specify in that message, or that it wasn't in. I mean, you had to figure out from context from Ben in Steve and Ben's messages what it actually was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things like
it
that
could have
get
been-
complicated
It
fast.
seems like it could be really bad. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, threatening a witness and witness tampering is kind of a big deal, particularly when it's now a criminal case.
Do we actually expect Jason to get roped into this now, though?
He's already in
It wasn't
it.
just a threat though. That was blackmail.
Yeah, blackmail. He's already in it. Unirock's been named multiple times in the lawsuit already.
Yeah, on the civil side. So imagine on the criminal side, if they do
Mhm.
wind up charges, then discovery, then witnesses, collusion, coercion, all the good things get to come out.
So he's fucked then.
If it goes that direction and they decide to
Yeah.
go that way, yeah, he's got no way out of it.
If she had to show up, I'm sure he'd be like pulling some clouds on the vape like every 10 seconds.
God, that chair will be rocking back and forth so fast.
There'd be like holes burnt in the floor from the friction or something.
Burn the ball bearings out of that chair.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, I want this assassin. Oh, I want this assassin so bad. Yeah, there we go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
About. Sorry.
Womp 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 womp.
So do we have another date for another hearing?
Not yet. Because everything just happened today. She wants to confer with the previous judge, which makes sense. The new judge wants to confer with the older judge. And because she's new, she's also tentative about making this kind of a complicated decision, which is also fair.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
think
I want to
she
put...
Basically a day and a half to look for something in the filings for a ruling.
Basically, she wants to do her job well,
Mm-hmm.
which
Right.
is fair enough.
So there's no recourse for him trying to come back and, being pro se, etc., try and be like, it wasn't fair, they didn't, they mistreated me because I didn't have a lawyer, etc., etc. All the appeals he could try, he got enough chances. The court went above and beyond to give him a million chances, and it is what it is. The ruling stands. is basically the route they're going, which is the way they have to go when somebody no-shows this many times. And they're literally sentencing a chair that's not there.
Well, you also understand that there's no chance of bail at this point, too, right? Like, he's a flight risk because of not showing up, so he's not going to get any kind of bail.
The only thing on a show cause, when you get held in contempt and you go to jail, there's a strike order you have to get, and that's the purge. So the purge conditions must be met in order for the strike order. I've dealt with one. The purge conditions have to be met, and you have to meet all of them, exactly how they're written. So that's why she wanted the specificity, so like he can meet all of them in order to get his happy ass out of jail. And if he doesn't, then he gets to go to jail. So
pretty much, yeah. Yeah, he's between a rock and a hard place. A really hard rock and a really hard place that he's just decided that he just doesn't want to acknowledge.
I almost wish I could call him and be like, bro, you should really come to the next court date. Like, I really don't like you, but still. Like,
I mean, everybody's been saying that the whole time. He's watching the channels. We know he's watching the channels. The people that are supporting him and giving him advice have been watching everybody's channels. They know this.
Well, then I can just speak to Kyle. Kyle, it would behoove you to come to court on this next court date.
It would be in your best interest to show the fuck up if you have something to say.
If you don't, still come and say nothing. Like, showing up would be better than nothing, quite honestly.
Because he's clearly in some ways trying to move on, but he won't be able to move on if and when this happens to him. He's going to be stuck.
Yeah, this isn't that.
And he can't move on. He'll be trapped in a cell.
Well, that's what he was saying. Well, that's what he was saying before, right? When he was having his conversation the other night that we talked about. He was talking exactly about that. He was saying that, like, stuff follows you, and no matter how long it's been, it's like it has to be over first.
Yeah, closure, dickhead, closure.
You have to finish the issue.
I think he thinks it's like the IRS, and they'll just like garnish his wages, and you'll never have to deal with it if you just leave it alone. Like, don't answer the phone.
At this point, he'll have to. If he's already drowned what he considers his baby, he's gonna have to resurrect it and give it to Steve's lawyer.
He tried that. You don't remember Reloaded and Resurrected and Reject and whatever it was all called.
I drowned my old baby. Here's my new zombie baby.
In Tree Feline says Kyle is metaphysically fucked in all possible worlds. It's just a metaphysical necessity at this point. It kind of feels that way.
Does that mean they're like all possibilities are like converging?
Yeah, it's a convergent point. He's
the one true Kyle that has to make the decision to save all the other Kyles.
It's the one mixed with the what is it when there's like a fixed point in time in in Doctor Who?
I don't know.
I'm a straight up Whovian, and I can't think right now because I'm existing.
I'm pretty sure it's called a fixed point in time. So like he can't save the Titanic because the Titanic's sinking is a fixed point or something like that.
Like the variable can't be changed.
I agree with Exploratory Minds. Jason is universally fucked.
Yep.
I mean, he's Jason. He opens his mouth. Like, what?
I mean...
Like, he does it to himself.
Yeah.
If you just shut the fuck up. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you just shut up. Like, that's all he has to do is just talk about something else. It's not that hard. Everyone else has realized it. Well,
and he's done that. He's done that before, but he's just like can't stop.
Won't stop the rock. No.
The name will never get non sequitur back now. I don't see a pathway to getting it back.
Oh no, he's getting it back.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's in the purge conditions. All 28 things are in the purge conditions.
Yep.
And apart from that, isn't there a way still to get it back?
Look at this chain of just you're not allowed to move.
I'm gonna need elaboration on that one.
My LeBlanc was just chain stunning this person before they could move. It was not fair or reasonable in any way, shape, or form.
I think the round just started for me.
Maybe. Could there actually be a jury trial? Possibly. I'm not 100% sure on, because that might be dependent on how the criminal stuff goes.
Well, if the DA charges him with actual charges, then yeah, there can be an actual trial, because he could put forth for court-appointed, plead not guilty, and then take it to trial. In which case, they'd have to indict him. Indictments suck.
Is that possibly what he's been hoping for this time? Is actually to take it to a jury trial to possibly...
I'm sorry, like, I can't even fathom that. Are you kidding me? A jury trial in Superior Court with indictments in North Carolina? You're gonna lose.
As something that he wants, yeah, I can't.
But it's Kyle. Like,
that's true.
That's literally Superior Court here? No. They don't play. They have like a 98% clearance rate on the cases.
Up until this point, he has not done the logical thing. So why would we expect him to think that way?
That would be the worst.
That's kind of like... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it'd be poetic that he wanted the court of public opinion, and then he's going to get the public opinion of court.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, maybe he thinks he can sway the jury over to his side? I don't know.
I mean, like, any day I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6, but quite honestly, not here. Not the people he's messing with. They have a better clearance rate than the FBI. Like, FBI's high 90s, they're higher. They don't lose cases. They don't.
Yeah, I don't.
It's gonna right-wing rednecks against Kyle.
I don't.
I mean, there are no words. I mean, words can't stop him from what's going to happen. He's going to say some words and be like, okay, produce the things.
It's going to be 12 rednecks. Like 12 right-wing people in Greensboro. Like, that's what it's going to be. And they're gonna hang him.
It's hard to see any other. It's really hard to see any other option for him. It really is.
It's not a blue county by any means. It's red, and they show up for jury duty. So he really doesn't want to play that game. I wouldn't. I would advise it.
How did I win that? I don't know how I won that round, but that was bonkers. Yeah, things are... The thing is that just Kyle has put himself in a position that is a no-win scenario by... The thing is people think that sometimes that doing nothing is you've chosen to do nothing, as if nothing isn't a choice. Doing nothing is a choice. You've chosen to not act. And so...
It's the Kobayashi Maru.
Right?
It's the Kobayashi Maru. Oh. I just want to see the fear in his eyes when he realized Kobayashi. When he realizes no win, because that's what it's supposed to do, instill fear and see how you act under pressure. So I'll be there.
There was still a meta way to win the Kobayashi Maru.
By cheating. Yeah. Kyle's not in a position to be able to do that anymore. He gave up that opportunity.
No.
Be perfect or cheat, and he's neither.
Damn.
Or just be Spock, because he programmed it.
Yeah. Also cheating.
Yeah. Or just be Spock.
Cheat in column A or cheat in column B?
I wonder if we can ever get the video footage of Kyle being arrested at his home or some shit.
Well, the courtroom is at the law school, so it's not like open court where it's like a district court or a superior court like in any other county around here. So there's not like a bunch of other cases or trials or anything.
Yeah,
there's only like the one trial, and it's literally rigged up with about 30 TV cameras 30 TV screens and like 10 or 15 TV cameras.
The thing is bringing this to criminal court might end up might blow it up more and cause it to become televised.
Oh, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that be great?
I mean,
Steve
has already set a precedent with this whole case.
Oh, yeah.
For content creators.
Yeah, they'll be referencing this.
They'll definitely be referencing it in the future, but if it goes to civil, if this is the kind of thing that BuzzFeed picks up, like, yo, this guy's going to jail for YouTube. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Has that ever happened before?
Not that I know of.
Onision.
Oh, Nision didn't go to jail.
No, I said he got close.
He got close. He got close.
I think he was one of the closest.
One of my favorite things that I think Kyle said recently was, the internet is trying to cancel me. It's like, no, sweetheart, no. Wrote no last name for 5 said, can't sue Uni for slander. That would assume he is an influencer, and anything he says actually caused damage to one's reputation. Laughing emojis. So that only depends on where you decide to sue him. You don't necessarily have to sue him in America. And he's also in Ohio, and Ohio, you don't have to prove damages. I mean, I don't know.
If I remember exactly, Kyle said when you start your YouTube or online career, get ready for your cancellation day.
Prepare for your cancellation day. Kyle, you didn't get canceled. You committed crime. And people just didn't let you get away with it.
He committed seppuku.
Yeah, he's definitely done all of this to himself.
He committed Sudoku. He's like doing the numbers all quick and then gives him paper cuts or something.
If the judge gives him a fine more than $300 or more than 45 days in jail, he could request a trial. He's definitely going to end up with more than 45 days in jail, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it's a straight 90.
What's the Monopoly number? Is it $200? Do not collect $200. Go straight to jail.
Yeah, that's Monopoly Junior. Do not collect $200.
According to a case that Steve
A regular
referenced,
Monopoly.
someone was kept in contempt in jail for like 3 years or some shit.
Oh yeah, you can be in contempt for a long time. The question is I have 2 questions.
If he likes the food.
One of the the judge can see why Kyle is full of shit, but can he see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Oh god.
Do people know why Kyle likes Jail Toast Crunch?
Did I pick it up? Okay. I think the question comes down to like will the court order YouTube to hand over the channel as a form of compensation for the amount that they've let Kyle just run rampant through the court? Or will he be in jail and then we'll just have to sit and wait? Like, I don't know, right? I don't know what the court is capable of doing or what YouTube can do or what the legal process is for that, because there isn't one. We don't know.
If there is some remedy, I feel like, didn't Steve already said that he wants Kyle to give it to him?
No, he has to. He has to turn it over on the next hearing in person, or he's getting the contempt for 90 days until he purges it by giving him all 28 things, and one of those was the logins to the YouTube channel and control. So he'll have a next court date one way or the other, or Kyle will be in jail.
Handing over the YouTube is the easiest thing out of that list, right? Like, that's the easiest thing for him to be able to do. Oh, well, okay.
They discussed the Discord and the Patreon, all of it, really.
Yeah.
And made notes, so I don't think he realizes the gravity of the situation that he's got himself into.
Intrigued Feline said, I might ask Emily how rare a combined civil and criminal contempt charge is, because I've been digging and I have a hard time finding something. Yeah, that's a good idea. Ask somebody who might know.
It's both civil and criminal contempt. It's not actual charges, so there won't be an actual ruling. It's its own thing.
Well, I imagine there won't be a ruling until later, right?
Yeah, there'll be a ruling on today, and that'll be to set the next one, and any conditions of that, if she goes ahead and puts out the purge conditions, which I don't think she'll do until they give him a really good list, and then that'll be presented at the next one, and then she'll hold him in contempt because he'll no show again, and then if he does show, he gets to answer for everything and still be put in contempt if he doesn't meet the conditions. So you better come prepared with everything, or be prepared to be taken to jail until he does.
I mean, that's what they said last time, but
When
you know,
if
then
if
it
Kyle
changed to
ends up in
criminal.
jail and if he gets let out to like answer for it, and then he's like, I've been having some trouble getting all the things, that's just like, it's gonna be amazing.
Well, when I talk,
Go ahead. No, you go.
I was gonna, when I talked to the security guard up front for the school, and they normally have other hearings there and trials and whatnot, like not really this kind of level stuff, but he was saying that he'd never seen in the 4 years he'd worked there, he'd never seen the sheriff's department be there, and they were there today for him. Yeah, waiting by the witness stand. There were 2 bailiffs for him, and he no showed, and he was like, they were here yesterday and today, and he's like, he's never seen it. So I was like, interesting.
What a weird position to be
Kyle
in.
To give away the logins and shit just to be spiteful.
He did that already, remember, when he made them all public?
Oh, he did.
He did that. That's the thing he did.
That's why it wouldn't surprise me, because that actually happened.
Yep. Welcome to Tastecraft. Today we're gonna learn how to make prison wine.
Oh, Jesus.
Oof.
Pruno. Ugh. This stuff is nasty.
I don't know. I just had an idea for a comic where like Kyle's like building a wall between himself and Steve, and then like at the last panel, it's like he's in jail.
Feline is correcting in saying that they said contempt charge, not just charge. He is charged with contempt, and the hearing is for why he shouldn't be held in contempt. Is that how it is? I thought it was a matter of like he's not charged with contempt yet. He wouldn't be charged with the contempt until after the motion is viewed.
They find probable cause to hold him in contempt, so they hold a show cause hearing. His show cause hearing was today, in which he failed to appear.
Okay.
That's what happened. That was for his civil contempt.
Mm-hmm.
Now they bring next, both.
Right now, next, going next.
Mm-hmm. And they just didn't feel comfortable. I got the sense that they didn't feel comfortable enough slapping him with just the civil to hold him. So they were like, let's go ahead and bring criminal and do both. And that way, this is watertight.
If we can get him for everything, let's get him for everything rather than getting him for one thing and then not being able to get him with the other thing later.
Yeah, like, let's just go ahead and do this all together now. And plus, she was feeling out her first day, you know what I mean? Like, she was really trying to do what she could, but she more deferred to, making a ruling later. But she used really strong language at the end. Wait till you read the thing. Like, she has no qualms with locking him up. She stated clearly, like, I literally have no problem putting him in jail until he complies. Like, just to reassure you is basically what she was saying.
I mean, it's a really interesting case to have to cut your teeth on for your first time, right? Road of no last name says...
This is her first case?
It's her first case in this court as a judge, yeah.
Oh, in this court, okay.
Yeah. She's been not a prosecutor, but she's been working for law firms for a long time.
Oh wait, so this is her first case as a judge.
Yep.
Oh jeez, I feel sorry for her. Yeah, holy fuck.
I think that's why it took hours just to get through it. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a wordy, probably 40-50 page transcript.
Well, she's trying her best to get through everything too, right? And she's handing off a case. It's not even like she gets to start it from scratch. She's getting something that's already been going on for 2 years, 3 years now.
What was
However
the
long it's
reason
been.
for the judge switch anyway?
One guy is retiring, and they hired a bunch of new judges, and so they're bringing her on early.
Oh, okay. Wow.
From my understanding.
Kyle actually made a judge retire with his crap.
He was planning to retire before that anyway.
No, I like the idea that Kyle forced him over the edge.
I'm retiring. Fuck this. Sorry.
Fuck this shit, man.
I said something like identical to that, so we're of one mind.
Is that Helios that I just heard?
That is Helios that you just heard.
Hi, Helios.
What's up?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the stuff that I want to get. That's what's up with me.
Getting screwed by the RNG.
Yo, the RNG has screwed me like ever since I started playing this game. I am a very unlucky person.
It made me really mad. I quit a couple times because of it.
Rodent says, sadly, it's going to be some poor slob public defender that gets to untangle all this crap. And then Feline says, to be honest, I think this case is rather trivial. It's pretty clear-cut. I think there's a difference between being clear-cut and being trivial, though. I think this case is a big deal.
I was going to say.
But it's very clear-cut.
Yeah,
the consequences...
Really depends on what you mean by trivial.
Yeah, the consequences are what's gonna matter, not the whether or not who did what wrong or right. That's pretty clear cut, yeah.
Apparently I was correct on something. That's good.
Yeah, good job.
Sweet.
Jailhouse law.
I like how people are still in denial on Twitter that Kyle won't face criminal charges. They're like, no, it's a civil case. There's no way there could be any criminal charges arising from this. I'm like, dude, he's forged evidence. Just straight up not shown for any court-commanded court dates, refused all the court orders.
Yep.
Directly went against court orders in deleting and destroying things so that the court says, no, you have to give that back to who owns it.
Yeah, it's destroying evidence, but it's also property damage.
Oh, the amount of damage that he's done. They spoke about that, about Scott was saying, like, how he has spent the last X amount of months since, before he said the, delayed justice is no justice or whatever, how much Kyle has made it his life's mission to run it into the ground, and how, like, he can't just take back over because the momentum's gone from the channel, and that's monetary. And she reminded him of the treble damages, and I was like, sweet.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't do anything to protect Steve currently, right? That's part of the problem, and that's like, I honestly don't think they know how. I think they're just like, what do we do?
Yeah, because Kyle's dragging his feet, so they got to do it right, so he can't appeal it or get off on a technicality. So they got to do everything, go above and beyond.
Right, and the
they
court
can't rush it, otherwise they might give him an out.
The court also is in a situation that's unfamiliar territory, but it's also, the court assumes, to the best of its ability, that both parties want to resolve the problem, and you have to do a lot to prove that one side does or does not.
I mean, they're trailblazing, they're breaking new ground. The first trail always takes the longest. Once it's already been tread, you can go over it a few times. There's no other precedent to go off of. So it is what it is. It's going to take a minute, but
yeah, it will.
We'll be just, we'll get closure. It's coming. I feel it. It's coming. That judge and Scott, I was there. It's coming. I feel a lot better after going. Like, it really quiets the nerves about it.
Yeah, I imagine, being there is super helpful.
It was. The body language of everybody, I was like, okay, I feel better now. I started really nervous, and then by the end, I was really happy, so.
That's good. That's good to hear.
So, if that makes anybody who's been like, oh God, no, not again, he didn't show, why? I want to kill myself.
Feline says, if I was the judge in this case, I would have my feet on the desk. Yeah, I don't doubt that.
I want this shit to be over, but the only way that happens quickly is if Kyle just all of a sudden turns around and hands over literally everything.
Or starts, showing up to court.
Yeah, and that's not gonna happen. Hell, if he shows up to court, it'll probably drag it even further.
I don't know about that. It's hard to say.
If he tries to defend himself, then, there's arguments that need to be made, there's evidence that needs to be poured through again, Whereas him just simply not showing up for court is like, well, he's really, fucking around with us. He obviously doesn't give a shit.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
But luckily for him, it's not open court, so it's not like they spend 5 minutes on his thing and then keep moving. Like, the whole day and the whole courtroom is set up just for him, and they start early, so he's gonna have a lot of hours.
couldn't if he turned over everything, couldn't the case like stay open and Kyle do something to, you know, try and reverse it?
It would purge the contempt, but the judgment still stands and is standing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, and everything would have to be turned to Steve, but couldn't it? Isn't there a way that it could stay open if Kyle like?
Okay, you want to go down that rabbit hole? Technically,
Sure.
Technically, he could still, the way the orders stand now, before asking for dissolution, he could, in a technicality, still contain 50% ownership because that's all that was awarded before. But that's not what's going to happen. But yeah, there's a snowball chance in hell if this then that. But no, it's
well,
not
the thing
done.
is that if all the rights get turned over to Steve, even if the court doesn't dissolve it, Steve now owns 100%. So Steve can just do it.
And he'll be asking for dissolution with the damages. So you know what I mean, like
right. That's part of that's part of the second half. That's the after we get the that falls under after we have the information that we currently have. Right. So like the financials and stuff.
You'll hear it.
Assuming Kyle goes to jail for contempt, and he's in there for, say, months, and he's still refusing to give everything up.
They'll renew it.
At that point, does Steve just file for a court order toward YouTube to get the channel back?
They would award it. They would force him to. I mean, technically, they can literally renew it and renew it and renew it. The 90 days over and over and over just on the
No, I get that, but let's say he just continues to say, no, fuck you, I'm not giving you.
No,
can YouTube then be coerced by the court to hand over everything?
Yeah, it wouldn't be coerced. Yeah. They would just get ordered.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like if Kyle. It would be the same thing like if Kyle died or something.
Well, they went over.
The details about how that would go is something different, though. That's something we don't know.
They went over it where she had said if she needs to order it, she will order it, and they kind of dabbled into how does it work, and she was like, I don't know, and Scott was like, I don't know, and they were like, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? If we cross that bridge when we get there, but if it needs to be done, we will do it.
They'll find a way. Yeah.
Life finds a way.
Pretty much.
Because she asked, she was like, well, if I award it to him, how do we turn it over, kind of thing. Like,
it sounds like this court hearing ended up just being a conversation about, okay, so what do we do?
Basically, read this, read that, read this, read that, go through it, and try and ask Scott, and Scott's doing his best, you know. Obviously a boomer doing his best, like
the second half of the partial judgment by default. Yeah, that's what I mean. Correct.
They needed
I don't think people understand just how, like, this court case is essentially in the bag. Like, this is a non-starter in terms of like what Kyle can do to defend himself. Now, like, Steve has already won. We know this. This is actually pretty monumental. I don't think people understand just how big it is for a YouTuber to have made this case a thing.
To like, blow it up the way he has.
Yeah, this has now set a precedent that going forward will probably change the landscape of YouTube and other platforms.
That's not terribly unlikely, yeah.
You think they add something to their TOS just because of it?
That would not surprise me.
Under like, you know, not sole proprietorships, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a partnership, you need to sign these papers or do this or do that, you know, or check this box.
Yep, I would not be surprised if that happens in the next year or two.
That'd be dope. I could be like, hey, I was part of that.
Frankly, the fact that they don't have it already is kind of, you know, stupid. But...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do, right? There's an only amount of stupid. Yeah, there's. I don't know if anybody really expect anybody to be as dumb as Kyle has been.
Oh yeah, there's always gonna be some fucking outlier. amount of fucking YouTube channels there are and how many people are a part of it.
I mean, they don't realize. I mean, millennials do, but they don't realize how much money is in YouTube. They don't think it's a career path. Like, they obviously didn't know anything about anything, and it was kind of funny. But I wanted to help, but I couldn't.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where like there's only so much you can do, and like you're dealing with people who don't understand the landscape, don't understand what's going on, and don't understand what matters and where, and to the point where like they would have been best off to have Steve there if they could.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Or just let talk to
even
the
people. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I was thinking of there's this clip from Howard Stern a long time ago when PewDiePie started becoming huge, and he was talking about podcasts, and he just had no idea like how to navigate that. You know, even being a radio broadcaster for so long, he's like massively wealthy, and the way that he's like, how do you make money from that? How do you even make money in a podcast or YouTube? And it's like, oh my god.
At least the same way you make money from being on the radio.
A radio
At the
broadcast,
very least, the same way.
Just his incredulity. I was like, this guy needs somebody to talk to him because he's already massively wealthy and he doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's just too far removed from the situation, right?
I'm seeing like radio broadcasters like interview people that do like internet-based podcasting and stuff like that. It's like it's literally the same thing. The only difference is it's online as opposed to over radio waves.
No, they're just really salty.
And it's called a fancy word that they don't know. They're scared of it. They're scared of the word pod.
Yeah, but they act like they have zero clue when they should know all the like the basic ins and outs of the business. It's the same shit. You know, you got ad revenue, you got merchandising, you got donations, etc. Like, it's the same shit.
It's really not that complicated. Yes, correct. It's really not that complicated.
It's the same shit.
It's just medium. People who don't know and don't want to know because they want to talk down to people that they think are, because they're scared these are the people that are stealing their what the fuck
exactly,
just what? I don't know what just happened to my champion, but they just got got ping-ponged around the map. I don't know what just happened, but okay.
I wonder if this...
You're right, part of it is the competition aspect, and they want to sort of like...
downplay it, yeah.
Competition look dumb.
We're more credible than them. What do they even do? That's kind of attitude.
They sound
typically, radio broadcasters do even less than podcasters do.
I mean, I was just wondering, I feel like if this is how the newspaper men felt when radio came out, or if radio men felt this way when TV came out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Same thing.
Talkies, they're going nowhere.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's all the same thing. Oh no, those kids reading all them books, wasting all their time instead of being outside.
What is this television?
What's this newspaper thing everybody's reading?
This glowing boxes of the devil. Burn it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure books, in terms of like the physical book, is probably the only old medium that is going to endure in the next decades. Out of like all the old like entertainment / education mediums, like cinemas are going to be disappearing left, right, and center over the next decade or two.
But we're already writing code in gold, and we can engrave it in quartz. If we can get it in quartz or in diamond, it'll never leave. That's the only way.
Books don't require technology. That's probably why. Rodent No Last Name says, Kyle wanted to be famous, now he'll be famous as the first person in jail over YouTube facepalm. I mean, you're not wrong. There's like this weird... I am curious. It would be really funny if this goes to... when this goes to criminal, and how far it goes to criminal, and what direction it goes in, because it's... once that happens, there's actually a very likely chance that people will start writing articles about it, and it'll snowball. And so, like, don't be terribly surprised if you end up with some, like, ridiculous... Because people like to talk about how ridiculous things are, like YouTube. And so you've seen people talking about, oh, this person has controversy, oh, that person has controversy. There's been times where, like, Stephen Colbert has talked about something going on with somebody's account, like somebody on YouTube or whatever. And so it shouldn't be terribly surprising to people if something like this comes up and somebody's like, oh, yeah, I mean... Who even is this guy? People are going to jail over YouTube, and it might not be like a big shout out, and might not name anybody in particular, but it might be enough that people are like, what? And they start looking it up, and so it's gonna, Kyle doing this is gonna be the thing that gives Steve the chance to kick the show back off again.
When Milo Yiannopoulos was on Joe Rogan and then on The Drunken Peasants, they basically, Ben got really offended when he was on, I don't know if it was Fox, but they didn't even bother to figure out who the hosts of the show were, and they just had Ben, like, as podcast host. And the captions, it's like, they took their audio and used it to, like, create a story, and they didn't even do proper attribution.
Yeah.
So
Which Ben is this?
From Drunken Peasants. Ben Pye.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't remember that. I just remember that part because it was so ridiculous. Podcast host. Like, you can't even get the name of the person in the clip that has the show. Like, God.
That is a little bit absurd.
A little bit
It's very
insulting.
demeaning is what that is.
We'll use this as a source, but not properly attribute it to the person that it came from.
I think it's a little more disdain for people who had to make their way for actually having talent and skill versus, like, being famous for being famous. Thank you, the Kardashians. You fucks it. Sorry.
Tell us how you really feel.
Sorry.
Yeah, those kinds of celebrities are just a waste of space, in my opinion.
I mean, that's what all the real celebrities are mad about. They're like, we were famous for something. What are you? Oh, God. You're a monster. That's what you are.
You have a huge ass. That's about it.
Yeah. You're famous for being famous? Oh, great. You sold your bathwater? No, I'm not.
My mom just messaged and said, it's really not that complicated. If I can learn it, they can. Best insult ever. Do you hear that, you bunch of monkeys? My mom can figure this out.
I was good until Snapchat to see me on Snapchat when it first came out.
Talk about a thing that people didn't understand. Snapchat, yeah.
Rodent, the Bible was mistranslated. It's the geek will inherit the earth.
That's true. The high-functioning autistic will inherit the earth. Elon taking over.
Oh
I
no.
wish I was autistic, because then I might actually be good at something.
No. Oh.
That's bad.
That's rough.
I'm usually pretty bad at everything I do.
You make more money than all of us. Don't feel too bad.
Hey,
Blessed
That's
are
only
the
because I was
remakers.
born in a privileged country.
Well, you know. I guess you were lucky then, at least. You picked good starting stats. Or locations.
well, you know what they say: location, location, location.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a white cisgendered male, so
Yeah.
I sort of won the lottery.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nationality buff.
Listen, it's all about stacking them modifiers.
Plus
Yeah, there you go.
300% to minimum wage.
Oh, God.
Plus 2.5 times colonialism modifier.
I will find a way to get on to the non-sec. I will become extraordinary in something for that sole purpose. Then I can say, Trick Nasty, represent. Listen, I believe in you. You do whatever you want to do. Oh no, the microwave. Will it be enough? My assassin is on the wrong side of the map. Feels bad.
It's never a good thing when they jump to an empty spot.
Well, I want them to jump. They have to jump to an empty spot. They're in the wrong empty spot.
Yeah. Wrong side of the map, empty spot.
I'll take this. I could also take this, would be probably decent. Or that would have been decent, but I'll take this time. Get a little bit of attack speed going. There's a lot of people still in this game. That's unusual. Shut up, Teemo. I just want another Diana. I'll take that. I'll take another Rel. I'm good with that.
Yeah, you think you want another Diana until one shows up mid and goes 0-3 and then AFK.
It's just different style. No, I need a Rel to get to level 2, and I need a Diana to get to level 2. If I can get these two to level 2, I'll be in decent shape.
Is
Can you give me
Teemo, like, universally hated?
Yeah,
No.
oh, he still is, yeah.
Really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Teemo.
Yeah, but nobody really likes him. Lots of people love him, but nobody
I mean,
actually really likes him.
There was a period where, like, there was, like, nothing but Teemo cosplayers and shit.
Oh, there was just the Teemo hats. I don't know if it counts as
Yeah, I have
cosplay.
Teemo. I
I saw
mean,
a
they
bunch
had,
of cosplay, like, back in 2012 or whatever it was.
when they nerfed Death Cap and all the AP stuff, and then his shroom stopped killing you in one hit, then he became less hated.
He's definitely a champion that is out of date.
Yeah, he needs a refresh.
I'm okay if he doesn't get one. I think he's out of date on purpose. I probably just, Feline says I probably just get on non-sec just by asking to be a co-host for once. Probably. What do you think, Chesh? Do I get your 95% of the vote? Yeah, go for it. Do it. Oh no, I'm on the wrong side of the map again. I didn't move my guys. I'm a fool.
I think that would prove that an intrigued feline is not secretly Manya.
Oh, wow.
Shocking, I know.
Is Manya awake?
She was here. She left. I think she went to work.
Yep, she just got up as she was getting ready for work. She said it was 7:30, I think. 7:15.
No, more Hellions.
AM for me.
This is so close. Hey! We did it, even though we were on the wrong side of the map. We survive another round, and we get a blue buff from the Dargon. That's exciting. Cheshire's proof you don't have to work to become famous. Hey! 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 Hey!
Oh my god. Terraria turns 10 years old this week? What the fuck? Where did all that
Sweet.
time go?
Listen, I work very hard. And I also don't think I'm famous.
So they were wrong on both counts.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion, man. I don't know. Give me the thing I want. Come on. Game. Please. Yay, there's one of them.
Is Puck nearby?
Yeah, he's behind me. Hey, Puck. Ah, good boy. He needs some boops. Come here. He doesn't want boops. Boop, 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 boop.
Is he not a boop dog?
Sometimes he likes a little bit of boops, but sometimes he's like, no. How dare you? Is my life a joke to you?
Snoop.
Not the microwave! We're dying to the laser beam. Okay, I need a rel. Nope. I need a rel, or I need three of these guys. So that's what I'm looking for.
What is a Gwen?
New champion.
Yeah.
Has
I just
scissors.
heard- Scissors?
Yeah. Scissors and needles. She's a doll. She's part of the Black Mist stuff.
Where is she supposed to be played?
Shadow Isles. Oh, you mean like
no.
in the game?
Yeah.
Top lane.
Yeah. Okay. So she's a top laner.
Is this game PvE or PvP?
PvP.
It's 5v5.
No,
Oh.
regular league is 5v5. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I probably knew that without counting, but we're out.
Well, you can put it out with a force.
5th place.
Force.
Yay! We're getting bad luck on these rolls, but I think that's all the non sequitur stuff. Does anybody have anything else they want to add?
Take that as a no.
Nah, not without new questions.
Yeah, alright, I think we can call it there. I got really unlucky in all these games, but hey, at least everybody got to say what they felt like they needed to say about Kyle's dumbass. The most responsible human being. There's a lot of people who've been really quiet who've been in Kyle's butthole that haven't said a whole lot of much. Just saying. If you want to talk about holding people's feet to the fire, have fun with that one, guys. something psychological problem with women. Alright, I'm gonna go get another glass of wine. Maybe have some tomato soup. Let me get out of here. I'll catch you guys next time. You guys want to say bye?
Bye.
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 Bye.